Let's move on, though. We have 15 deals to play. Start with c16 and get going. Get the 10 of spades lead. All right. We opened a heart. West overcalled 2 no trump, showing 5-5 or better in the minors. East bid 5 clubs. That's a pretty big bid. I guess East probably has 5 card support. We get to 6 hearts. And 10 of spades lead. Uh-huh. Well, I am not entirely sure how to approach this one. So we have, what appears to be a spade loser and a diamond loser. We can set up a second spade trick. By covering the 10 of spades and then forcing out the jack, but yeah, let me think about that for a second, because we do have kind of this like extended spade threat in North's hand. So is there a way, let's say we cover this, win the king with the ace, we pull a trump, we play the 8 of spades, East has to win, and now East has to play back a minor suit, otherwise we just have a simple squeeze against West in the minors. Is that true? Maybe that's not true. that's probably like nowhere close to being accurate, because I don't have the right shape for all of this. Okay, but let me continue down that thought process, because I have the feeling it might lead to some sort of interesting end position. So East wins the spade. Let's say they return a club. We win the ace. No, this like really isn't working, is it? Okay. So we'll have to come up with like a more clever approach to this problem, because I don't really see any end position where we can actually squeeze West in the minors, just like in general. It's true if we were somehow able to get to a position where it's like stiff queen of diamonds and a singleton club, opposite ace queen doubleton of clubs, then West would be squeezed if they have both minor suit kings. But the defense is not going to let us do that. Wait a second, maybe they will. What if I play low from dummy on this trick and I duck it? So if East covers the 10 of spades with the jack, we actually can force out 2 spade tricks. Ooh, this is kind of weird. But the fact that we have 12 hearts between us gives us plenty of communication to rough 2 more spades in South's hand, unblock the diamond ace for a Vienna coup, and then run all of our trumps. Yeah, actually that's now that I'm thinking about it, that's pretty simple, right? So, okay, let's play low. And we duck this trick to rectify the count. So we're just playing West for both of the minor suit kings. Obviously, if West switched to a diamond here, we would have to put up the queen and hope that that worked out. But when they switched to hearts, I think this is all just going to work now. We can ruff 2 spades in our hand, unblock the diamond ace for the Vienna coup, and then we get down to that simple squeeze ending that I was talking about earlier. So, kind of cool. Guess I'll cash the diamond ace now. We have barely enough entries to be able to do all of this, but fortunately we can now overtake the 5 of hearts, and no counting required on this one. We just get to see if the king of diamonds gets discarded. It doesn't, therefore West has only 1 club. So we rabbi the singleton king. 12 tricks. Yeah, for a minute or two, I was a little bit uncertain on how to reach the end position. I mean, I kind of called it out, this whole singleton queen of diamonds and singleton club, opposite ace queen doubleton. That's the, you know, very simple squeeze ending. And we were able to reach that position after kind of rectifying the count by ducking the first trick. You know, as mentioned, whenever we let East in, East would be able to switch to a club to break up our squeeze. So we really did need to duck that first trick and let West hold the 10 of spades. Cool concept. On to 17. Well, all right. So we're in 3 now, Trump. Who was it who bid hearts? East overcalled a heart. Okay. And the 6 of hearts is led, so hearts are 5-3. I mean, or 7-1, I guess. That's possible. We have a heart, 3 spades, a club, and a diamond. That much is clear. Which is not a lot of tricks. So we're gonna need to... And we can't lose a trick in the process. Because if we lose a trick, East... I mean, if we lose a trick to West, it's probably okay. If we lose a trick to East... East is going to be able to take 4 hearts and whatever trick we lose. I mean, the king of clubs could easily be onside. So... like, it's very tempting on this hand to just duck 2 hearts, win the 3rd heart, and just play a club to the, maybe club to the ace, queen of clubs, play West for the club king. I really hope it wasn't just to play a club to the ace to guard against singleton king, but I think I'm going to try it. I don't know if this is the answer, but I am kind of out of ideas. God, I hate this. I hate this so much. Okay, well, that makes me very upset. We've done the wrong thing, but because East was going to play the king of diamonds and the club suit was blocked and we were in trouble there. But yeah, okay. That's upsetting to me just because like this clearly was not the layout of the cards the first time around, and so that threw me onto the wrong track. We had the right idea, we just slightly mistimed the execution. So I think we do want to pitch a spade on this trick. And let's go ahead and play a club to the ace, I guess. I haven't worked this out, but we do need to unblock spades. And now let's exit the queen of clubs. I hate this. I hate everything about this. We could have been done like 20 minutes ago on this problem if they had just, you know, not had that silly singleton king of clubs offside or whatever it was. Okay, well, I don't feel satisfied. I think we had the right answer like immediately, and they told us no, and that made me start thinking about alternatives, which just didn't work. Let's read their explanation. I feel like they're just gonna say something dumb like, oh, of course you should duck hearts and then pitch a spade and then play a club to the ace to guard against stiff king. Given that East has shown at least 5 hearts, the contract appears to depend on the king of clubs being with West. South should duck the first 2 rounds of hearts. Yep. Wins the heart ace and should discard a spade from dummy. Sure, I mean, we kind of hit on that idea pretty early. This unusual play allows South the luxury of guarding against a singleton king with East. Yay! Okay. Bad problem. On to the next. We're in 3 no trump. East opens 2 hearts. And here we are. So we've got 8 top tricks. Right? 3 clubs, 3 spades, a heart, and a diamond. It is likely that West, who's the non-preemptor, has the diamond king, and it's possible that West has club length. We could then, basically just strip the major suits and throw West in clubs. So that looks like a pretty simple plan, and I think we're going to start with that assumption. If East turns up with 4 clubs, then what do we do? So we'll lose a heart if I lose... diamonds could be 5-1 in that case, which means I might actually have an opportunity to duck 3 rounds of diamonds to West to rectify the count for a squeeze against East. I think that might be the possibility, but let's test the clubs first, because I think that's going to be step 1. So we'll duck a heart, we'll win the heart return, and let's test the clubs. Okay. West pitching a diamond is probably good news for us. Very unlikely West would discard from a 4-card suit here. So I think what we can do at this point is to lead the queen of diamonds and duck in dummy. Presumably West plays the king. West can return a spade. They have nothing better to do. We'll win the ace. We then lead another diamond and duck. West can play another spade. We can lead another diamond and duck. And then West will play a third spade. We win the queen of spades. Ace of diamonds will squeeze East. So I think that's going to be the plan. East follows to this diamond, which is good news. And we've kind of worked out that this is our only shot at this point. We need to be able to rectify the count for a squeeze. So we duck this diamond, win the queen of spades, and now East gets squeezed in, oh god, in clubs and hearts. I wasn't actually paying attention, but I don't think I saw East throw club. So the three of hearts was good at the end. Yeah, we were able to work this one out from trick one. I guess West could do a little bit better if they don't lead hearts at trick one. Like if they just lead spades, that's gonna cut our entries a little bit too soon. We won't be able to duck enough tricks before the spades have been before North's queen of spades has been stripped out. Okay, simple squeeze. We had to do a little preparation. This whole, when East turns up with 4 clubs, we now needed to rectify the count, and the only way to do that was to duck diamond tricks to West. So we really needed East to have singleton. Otherwise, they might have been able to win that second round of diamonds. On to 19. We're in 5 diamonds. There's no opposition bidding. We get the Jack of Hearts lead, and we have 2 top losers. Cool. Good talk. So there's no bidding. Not terribly surprising, but anyway, so a heart goes to the king. East probably cashes the heart ace. Probably plays another heart. Yeah, like East could have overcalled 2 hearts, but I mean most people wouldn't do it with just ace king 5th. So I think we should definitely rough high here. Obviously, the contract's going to be cold if both opponents follow to 1 round of diamonds. We could then just pull trumps, overtaking the queen of diamonds to get back to our hand, and then pitch 2 club losers on the ace king of spades. So the only jeopardy is if diamonds are 5-0. What would I do about 5-0 diamonds? We play a diamond to the king, we find someone show out. I mean, we have to play the queen of diamonds, I guess. Well, maybe we don't have to. Anyway, let's figure this out once we find an opponent has 5 diamonds. I'm guessing we'll find that out. Okay, East has 5 diamonds. Interesting. West has pitched 2 spades. So we can ruff a hearts with a small trump in our hand. East is going to be following. I think what we want to do, therefore, is to play the ace king of spades, trying to pitch clubs. And if East ever roughs in, we can play the ace king queen of clubs, try and ruff a club and dummy, and then ruff a heart low in our hand. So how could this possibly work? East would need to have 3 clubs. We know they have 5 hearts. They have 5 diamonds, so they could have 1 spade. No, 0 spades. Ooh. Uh-oh. Right. This, feel like this one hasn't necessarily gone our way. So there's no hope of performing this whole, like, cash the ace of spades, play the king of spades, east ruffs. Now we over ruff, we play club to the ace, club to the king, queen of clubs holding as we pitch a spade, east following, we ruff a club, we ruff a heart, and then all of our hand is good. East just doesn't have enough cards for that. So we gotta come up with a different plan. What if we unblock the diamond king, play a club to the king, and just start running trumps? I mean, does this have any hope of working? So let's say West is long in spades and clubs. We come down to I guess a 5-card end position. So we have a diamond in hand and king 4th of clubs or queen 4th of clubs. Dummy has I suppose maybe I can cash the ace of spades first. So I guess that leaves us a 4-card end position, a diamond and queen 3rd of clubs, opposite king 3rd of spades and the ace of clubs. So we play our last diamond. West has to hold on to 2 clubs, and therefore they can hold on to only 1 spade. Right? So is this just like a jettison squeeze? It's probably some weird variant of it. Like, I think that's going to work. Let me think this one through for a second. So this line of play is going to work whenever East has at most 2-2 in the black suits. Well, we know East is basically at most 2-2 in the black suits, but we're going to need East to be following to... Oh, I see. If East has no spades and we play the spade ace, they'll ruff, and now we can confidently rely on 3-3 clubs because East's hand is counted out. So we can then play a diamond to the king, ace of clubs, club, pull trumps, and all of our clubs are good. If East follows to the ace of spades, we were always going to need East to follow to a round of clubs to get back to our hand to pull trumps. Like, we can't ruff back to hand. Okay, I think this is actually 100%, right? Let's try and make sure we count out what's going on, though. So we'll play the ace of spades. Both opponents follow, which is good news. Now we can cash the diamond king. West has pitched 2 spades and followed to 1 round. Yeah, hey Koopa, this is the final chapter. Club to the king, both opponents follow. We do need to do a little bit of guesswork in this end position. There's a club discard. Spade discard. And another club discard. So we have to guess whether East started with 2-1 in the black suits or 1-2 in the black suits. Because it's possible all of our clubs run. But it's also possible that West has already abandoned spades, right? Like, West could be down to a singleton spade and 2 clubs left in hand, and East is down to a singleton spade as well. I don't know, I'm just gonna randomly guess. Let's pitch a club. No! No! How was I supposed to guess this? Come on, man. Maybe I could have afforded to play the king of spades and that would have told me the whole shape. I didn't actually think about it. I didn't think about it. Okay, let's get back to the end position, or at least the hand position, and think for a second. So a heart gets played, we find out about the bad diamond split, we cash a spade. We unblock the other diamond. So here, right, because I was forced into guessing which black suit East had left. If I play the king of spades, I'll know. What happens if East ruffs? Oh. Well, then it's just a simple black suit squeeze against West, right? We overruff and run all our trumps. Oh, that's much simpler. That's much simpler than the jettison squeeze I came up with. Oh my god. Wait, no, hold on. This is a problem, right? What if East pitches a club on this trick? Oh, that's okay. Then we play on the jettison squeeze line. Got it, right? East pitches a club, we pitch a club, we play club to the king, and then we run our trumps. It's a 2-card ending. We have queen doubleton of clubs opposite a spade and the ace of clubs. West can't keep both 2 clubs and a spade. Okay, we're good. Oh, East just follows? Well, that's dumb. I guess same thing. Okay, never mind. I take all of the bad things I said about this hand back. This is a cool deal. It is a jettison squeeze, but now we actually have a full count on East shape. So East started with 1 club and 2 spades. West has pitched 2 spades. There's a club discard. There's a spade discard. There's a club discard. So West has only pitched 2 clubs and we've played 1 round, and they started with 5 of them. So that means the spade's good. Is that really true? I haven't necessarily been watching, but I think we gotta count on everything. Cool. Yeah, cute hand. I think it would have been a lot stronger defense by them if they gave East 1 spade and 2 clubs and they had East discard on the second round of spades. We would have then had to take the exact same line of play. But for whatever reason, I don't know, it just feels like that would have been more challenging to me. On to 20. We're in 4 spades doubled. That's not great news. We appear to have some issues in trumps and clubs and hearts. No issues in diamonds, though. You'd be a little bit upset about 5-1 spades on the auction if West had 7 spades. Sure. Fair enough. Good point. I mean, regardless, I think we can protect against all of these bad layouts. And it doesn't really change our line of play all that much. It's not the same as like board wherever this 3 notes dumb contract was, 17, where they're like, you should guard against the singleton king offside. I hate those problems. I think those are dumb and stupid and they should all get sent to bridge jail. I'm not salty or anything. East opens a diamond and West suddenly doubles 4 spades. Okay. Interesting auction a little bit, because it sounds as if West might have been... Well, West clearly has what, like king, jack, 10, 4th of spades, right? But I guess they didn't have enough values to bid a no trump, and they didn't have enough values to double 2 spades for penalty. But now they're kind of like hoping that 4 spades is going to work out. 4 spades doubled. Great. So, also 5 of diamonds is the lowest outstanding diamond spot. Is West just getting a bunch of diamond roughs That's going to make this hand very difficult. If West is just like getting 2 diamond ruffs as well as East 2 aces, and then West still gets a spade trick, we're down 2. I guess we're going to have to assume diamonds are 4-3. So that this 5 of diamonds is low from 3 small or something. Okay. Well, we have a club loser, heart loser, and I mean, I'm pretty sure we're going to have 2 trump losers unless we can end play West. But it looks somewhat promising, right? Wait, does it look promising? I guess that's unclear to me. I mean, how am I getting enough tricks so that I can come down to, you know, like a useful end position? I was thinking if we, like, strip the entire hand and come down to, like, ace 4th of spades opposite queen 4th, we could lead a low spade towards the queen 4th. If West plays the king, their end played into leading away from jack 10 third. We'll just play low. If they play the jack or 10, we can win the queen and then like duck the next round of spades to their jack, and their end played into leading away from the king. Cool. That end position seems impossible to reach though, so I think we're gonna have to come up with an alternative. And that alternative is going to be well, how many tricks do I have? I have 3 diamonds, I have a heart, and like nothing else. That's what, 4 tricks? I need 6 more tricks somehow. This is a nightmare. I can probably I can certainly ruff a heart, right? East didn't open a heart, so we can definitely ruff a heart safely. That'll get me up to 5 tricks. I can ruff a club, probably 2 clubs. That'll get me up to 7 tricks. If I can ruff a 4th heart, that'll get me up to 8. And then West will probably be getting end played somewhere in that vicinity. So let's see, if West is 4-4-3-2 in shape, well, that's not consistent with the auction. East would have opened a club with a 6-card club suit. Okay. But we could make it if that's what East shape. Now, I guess we wouldn't make it, right? Because I had planned on roughing 2 clubs in my hand. Okay, what if East is, or not East, what if West is 3-4-3-3? Again, not consistent with the auction. Could West be 4-4-1-4? I mean, certainly auction-wise they can, but I'm having a hard time understanding how we're ever making the contract if that's their shape. Because East just has 2 entries in the ace of hearts, ace of clubs, and then they get 2 diamond ruffs. All right, let's say we score 3 diamonds and 2 club ruffs. That's 5. A heart is 6. 2 heart ruffs is 8. A club ruff with the ace of spades would be 9, and then a spade to the queen is 10. Okay, that actually works. So if West is 4-3-3-3, which is not a possible shape, yeah, if West is 4-3-3-3, which is not a possible shape on the auction, we can make it. If West is 4-2-3-4, we could also make it, but that is also not a possible shape on the auction. East opened a diamond. This is the thing that I was having trouble with, because I don't think West can have any shape where we can make this hand. So that has to be the first puzzle. How do we find a shape that West could hold, which is consistent with East opening a diamond, and not in like fantasy world where we're opening our shorter minor, but in like real world where East's one diamond opener shows longer diamonds than clubs. Like, how is it possible? I mean, I think it's possible if West could have only 3 spades. They could be 3-3-3-4. That shape is doable. And that would be consistent. But I don't think that's consistent with a double. What if... Yeah, East can't have 5 hearts unless they're 6-5, in which case then diamonds are 6-1, and then West gets 2 roughs. So there... I don't know, I must be missing something obvious about the possible layouts. This is when they're going to like alert one diamond and tell us that it was a precision diamond opener, right? And I'm assuming East has the club ace. Like, it's not 100%, but I think it really should be. Let me try an alternative line and just see a feel for it. So we'll win the king of diamonds. Let's cash a heart, and let's lead a low club. We get a club return. Let's exit a heart. Great. Clubs are 6-2. What was that? What was that? Hold on. I don't even know if this was good. This might not have been good. Wait a second. Guys, I think we made it. Well, we know the club ace is over here in East's hand. This is incredible. Oh man, I might still be down. Hold on, I better come to Atlanta. Do you know of anyone who has a spare bed? Wait, this is not an enticing offer anymore, stuff. This is really not an enticing offer. I don't understand why this trick happened, but I think I can now make if West is... Actually, I have no idea how I can still make it. Once again, West's shape can't possibly be the way that that I need. Oh, I finally got it before I played to this trick. East is 4-5 in the minors. This is consistent because remember, in old school bridge, people would open a diamond with 4 diamonds and 5 clubs. I don't know if people still do that. If they should, if they do, they should be banned from the game. But I think you're still technically allowed to. It just scores you 0 points on a match point scale. But that's fine. Good. Okay, let's rewind because, I mean, while this was a funny layout of the hand, we actually can't make it from this point. Yeah, they probably do open 1 diamond with 4 5. So that explains why East has longer clubs than diamonds. Which means we're playing East for exactly 0 4 4 5 shape, and therefore West has 3 4 3 3. Can I make it against that layout? Yes. I actually just needed to not accept the Greek gift of the club back around to the king, and I just needed to rough that trick. So we basically had everything correct. We just need to realize what we're playing for. That would be a good start. So second club comes through. We win. We play a heart. This is clever of East to play a low club, but we're going to reject their offer and rough this trick. Because now we can rough a heart and cash 2 diamonds ending in hand. And finally, West is down to just trumps. We know it's the king, jack, 10 fourth. We lead a heart, and West had a bunch of options, but this is one of them. They rough in with the jack. We can over rough with the queen. And now, no matter what we do, we just rough low. West is end played into leading away from the spade king. Much easier to play the hands when you know where all the cards are. I'll say that. I could not for the life of me figure out a shape that East could have. But obviously 4 diamonds and 5 clubs makes sense. That does totally make sense. I think, I don't know, my preference on this type of hand is to open a club and over spade rebid 2 clubs. This is the only shape where I would rebid a 5-card suit with a minor. I just hate having the auction go a diamond, a spade, 2 clubs, 2 diamonds, and we get to this 4-3 diamond fit rather than our 5-3 club fit. So, cool hand. On to the next. We are in 6 diamonds. Wow. That is a contract. Uh-huh. Okay, this one, for whatever reason, seems like pretty automatic to me. Let me just make sure that I don't do something in a dumb order. Maybe it's not so automatic. I was originally thinking that maybe I want to play ace of clubs, club to the queen, and a 3rd club towards the king. And if East roughs, then we can pull 1 trump and try and pitch a spade and rough a spade and dummy. But that's basically playing East for like 2-2 in the minors, which is... could happen. I mean, that might be the only way to make it against that shape, but okay. Heart's not breaking nicely, you're calling it now. That might be beneficial to us if hearts are like 5-2. We could essentially set up a squeeze threat. Let's think. So obviously if clubs are 3-3, we can just pull trumps and make this. If clubs are not 3-3, we could try playing this hand as like a double squeeze. So we could, for example, like duck trick 1, and then eventually pull trumps, play ace of hearts pitching a spade, ruff a heart, and then run all of our trumps. And maybe if West has heart length and East has club length, we could, score the last trick with the 5 of spades or something. Yeah, we cannot set up the hearts, unfortunately. I mean, we might be able to if diamonds are 3-3, right? We duck a heart, we ruff a heart, we ruff another heart, and then we have 2 hearts set up. But if diamonds are 4-2, we can't really do that. I don't know. I mean, I'm tempted to duck trick 1. It's unlikely to cost. I mean, it's basically never going to cost. East can overtake, but we'll just ruff the second round with a diamond. So even if hearts are 6-1, which, I mean, like, is possible, East wouldn't necessarily have bid with King Jack 10 6 of hearts in this auction. This seems fine. If they play back a spade, we'll have to win the king to preserve our double squeeze chances, I think. Or at least I will win the king to preserve the double squeeze chances. They return the 8 of hearts. Every time you show Jolly or ATC a hand, they always say the answer is duck trick 1. It can be. Ducking the first trick is actually a pretty powerful move in a lot of spots. Okay, 8 of hearts comes back. Not if you're in a Grand Slam. Well, it could still be the right answer. You don't know that, PJF. I think we should test the trumps now. If they're 3-3, then we can use the club queen to set up our hearts. Well, to test the hearts at least, cash the heart ace. I hate this. I hate this so much. This is the worst thing ever. Okay, let's try again. They obviously want me to protect against 5-1 diamonds. Is that really the plan? Supposedly there's gonna be some way of protecting against 5-1 diamonds. Now you're just being an antagonist, PJF. You bet you beat me at table tennis. Wait. Are you actually good? Because I kind of know how to play. I'm not, like, good or anything, but I have played probably, I don't know, like, maybe 100 hours of table tennis in my life. Much of that being in high school. You're bad, but you'll beat me anyway. That's the sick brain talking again. I'm a little confused about how to optimize this one, because if, like, I could duck the first heart and win the heart return with the ace and dummy, risking a potential 6-1 heart split. But I think I then would need to ruff a heart to kind of test the heart suit. I mean, I could definitely, like, play a diamond to the queen, a diamond to the king, and find out if the diamond suit was 5-1 before ruffing a heart. Maybe that's kind of the small optimization on this plan. So heart over to east. I mean, again, like, the whole issue of ducking tricks, you don't know what the opponents are going to do. So I would have to prepare for a club switch, a spade switch. But on a heart return, I mean, my worry is that when the Queen of Hearts gets overtaken, it's now way more likely that hearts are 6-1, which is why I ruffed. I don't think we can afford to win the heart ace, though. If we win the ace of hearts, we're going to have to duck a trick later, which is going to be a little bit uncomfortable. Okay, so I will duck. I mean, a heart comes back. I'm going to pitch a spade and hope that this is right. So we win the ace. Good. Hearts. This is still mind-blowing to me that, like, West has, against this auction, led the Queen Doubleton of Hearts in North's suit. That is insane. But here we are. I mean, maybe it's not Queen Doubleton. It could have been Queen Jack 10-9, I guess. We don't know yet. Fair enough. I guess we should test the diamonds. I can't tell how much of what Steph is saying is true. Were you actually a table tennis, like, ranked player in France? Because that feels like I mean, it's not the same as, like, being a table tennis ranked player in, like, China, but it's still probably pretty good. I mean, in that case, then yeah, you would totally destroy me. Play you if I'm afraid. I think you have all of your threats backwards. Maybe there's a bit of a language barrier here, you know? Normally, afraid would have the connotation of, like, not doing something. That's okay. That's okay. So if I go diamond to the queen, diamond to the king, we find out the diamond split, we can then ruff a heart, and then we can test the diamond suit. And if the diamonds don't split, I guess we have to cross back to our hand in a black suit, presumably spades, run the diamonds, and just hope for some good luck somewhere. Okay. Diamonds have not split. These threats are getting increasingly more violent. But okay, this is all fine, right? Because now we play a spade to the king, we know the diamonds don't split, and now we just have to hope for some good luck. I am really not watching for all that much of anything. I mean, the squeeze is going to operate automatically if someone has hearts and spades or hearts and clubs. So let's see. East has pitched a couple of spades. Should I cash the spade ace now? It feels like I should cash the spade ace. Okay, apparently this didn't work the way I wanted. Ooh, wait, everything worked. Way to go us. Wait, everything didn't work. Oh no. I thought I saw you pitch a club. Rude. Oh. Is this like a compound squeeze and I just need to figure out? So let's start over. This is where we claim down one and go to the bar. Exactly. Heart lead. So, you know, first plan, we want to see if we can rough out the heart suit, right? And we rectify the count for a squeeze. Great. I mean, I think roughing a heart at trick 2 makes a ton of sense. Diamonds are not 5-1 very often, but they want us to protect against it. and then they want us to do this. Test the diamond suit. Cool. Now we found out diamonds are 5-1. East has pitched a spade. You can send me a pretty good book as PDF about squeezes. Sure, go for it. Like, send it on Discord or something. Or you can send it an email or whatever. I don't know if I'll read it, but I'll try my best. So we cross to the Spade King, right? Because that makes sense. Your Discord is broken? Okay, send me an email. When we play a spade to the king and we run our diamonds, we're down to 5 cards in the end position. So let's say both opponents are guarding hearts and both opponents are guarding spades, and only one of them is guarding clubs. The player who's guarding clubs will have had to unguard either hearts or spades. Well, I guess they'll have to unguard both hearts and spades, right? Oh, interesting point. Yeah. If I had spent a second thinking about this, that would make total sense to me. So when we play a spade to the king, and we run our diamonds, as we did, East pitches a spade, East pitches a heart, and East pitches another spade. We're down to 5 cards. If no opponent has 4 clubs, then the clubs just run, right? But if some opponent does have 4 clubs, presumably East, because they were the one who was short in diamonds, then they only have 1 card left in their hand. Oh, I was kind of right. If East's last card is a spade, wait, what do I do if East's last card is a heart? Oh no, my head hurts. But I think in the position we've reached, we can just run clubs and West gets squeezed in the majors. I'm not like certain about that, but what do we do if East's last card is a heart? Because I tried cashing the ace of spades, hoping that like somehow East got squeezed. I don't know why I cashed the spade ace in this position. I feel like I'm not understanding something about this. Let's say East has 4 clubs and a spade, right? If East has 4 clubs and a spade, we can just cash 3 clubs. West does get squeezed in the majors. If East has 4 clubs and a heart, what are we supposed to do in this spot? I don't know, am I missing something? Because East discarded a heart earlier. Well, so we play a spade to the ace and East just pitches a heart. And so East holds on to 4 clubs and West has the guards in both majors. And if we run the clubs, then West can pitch hearts because East is still guarding the suit. And we're going to have to discard from North's hand before East does, basically. Yeah, how do we make West ditch some stuff? Oh boy. I don't know. I mean, I think East has pitched a heart, so when we run clubs, this is just going to work, but it's a little... I'm not sure I understood what happened here. Do I need 5-2 spades? Maybe I need 5-2 spades, which I guess is likely. I have the feeling that I just like completely missed something about the play on this hand, and I didn't figure it out. So if both opponents made contract shrug, that's kind of how I feel right now. If both opponents were guarding spades and both opponents were guarding hearts and East was guarding clubs, maybe there's no way to make this. Is that true? I'm just kind of like lacking the entries for the mechanism of a compound squeeze. I mean, this is a thing that you could learn from studying, and I haven't done this in forever. Maybe Queen of Clubs, Ace of Clubs instead of King of Spades is an entry. Steph has his ban hammer ready. I'm sorry, should I unban DT? I think you probably could unban DT as well, and then you could ban him again. Let me look at the solution. I don't know, maybe they'll tell us what was required. I feel like I'm getting a little bit burnt out on Bridgemaster. Queen of Hearts lead, yep. South should make the unusual play of ducking the first trick, yep. 2 reasons. First, at some point it will be necessary to lose a heart trick in order to establish a second trick in that suit. What? Okay, I mean, I think they're trying to say that, like, we might be able to set up the 5th round of hearts. Second, if a second heart trick cannot be set up, then South may require a squeeze. Ducking the first round is true. It's kind of the only safe way to rectify the count. If the defense continues hearts, South should win the ace, discarding a spade from the closed hand. I mean, this is a little less clear to me. Like, the fact that West is leading hearts at trick 1 with North having bid hearts, I think makes it very likely that this lead is a singleton. And so, you know, you probably want to ruff. I don't know, whatever. So we win the ace of hearts, that's fine. South should then draw 2 rounds of trump, ending with the king. Is there a reason for this? Oh, okay, if both defenders follow to the second round of diamonds, heart can be ruffed safely. When diamonds are 3-3 and hearts were 4-3, yep, that all makes sense. East discards. South must hope that either clubs are 3-3 or that a squeeze. South crosses to hand, spade to the king, draws the last trump. Okay, on the actual layout, East was dealt the only defensive guards in both clubs and spades, and he'll be squeezed. Period. End of analysis. Great, thank you. Good night, Steph. Good night. Sleep well. Table tennis duel to the death. Sure. You know, let me know if there's someone with a spare bed for Atlanta. I will also reach out to my contacts and figure out if people have a place for me to stay. I don't think I'm going to go for like the entire tournament. I will be doing VuGraph for the Solways, or I'm going to try and do VuGraph for the Solways for like almost the entire time. Great. So yeah, I guess it does look as if we kind of needed spades 5-2 for the squeeze to work. On to 22. We're in 7 spades. You'll let me know if you find anywhere to crash. Cool, thank you. Well, I saw there's some bidding. Let's take a look. East opens 3 clubs. West bids 5 clubs. So the club layout feels oddly reminiscent of that hand from a while back. I think we were in like 6 diamonds or something. And we had this like singleton king of spades opposite jack 9 third, right? And we were able to effectively like kind of squeeze the opponents down to 2 cards in that suit. Otherwise we could like, you know, either pin the 9 in this case, setting up a club trick, or East would come down to like a singleton ace, and then we could rough the suit low and score an extra trick. So that's the first thing that I'm seeing, which means maybe it makes sense to cover the 10 of clubs with the queen at trick 1 and kind of set up that sort of frozen suit position. The issue is we are a trick short, right? Because we have 7 spades, we have 2 hearts, presumably the king of hearts is on side, and we have 2 diamonds. That's only 11 tricks. Even if we were able to squeeze out a club trick somehow, that would only be 12 tricks. Now, if East has the singleton king of hearts, I think we can make this. Is that right? Let me think about that for a second. We could... You have looked at this and just banged down the heart ace. You might be right. I think you probably are right. But let's think through the end position, right? So we cover with the queen of clubs, we win. We pull trumps. If the hearts run for 3 tricks, we can take 3 hearts and then come down to a 4-card ending. We have 1 spade and 3 diamonds in hand. We have jack, doubleton of clubs, and ace, king, doubleton of diamonds, and dummy. And so we'll play a diamond to the ace. Now we're down to 3 cards, a spade and 2 diamonds in hand, a singleton, diamond, honor, and dummy, and jack 8, doubleton of clubs. And both opponents are going to have to keep 2 clubs. Therefore, they're each going to have to come down to a singleton diamond. We can unblock our diamond, rough a club back to hand, and cash the deuce of diamonds or whatever at the end to make all 13 tricks. So that's if the singleton king of hearts falls. A deuce never loses? Is that like a potty joke? I don't think I've heard that before. 10 of clubs. Poker. A pair of deuces never loses. That rhymes. Okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. There are some rhyming poker ideas. I think I'm gonna try for that. It feels like I don't know a whole lot of 2 loser squeezes that gain 2 tricks unless a single player is being squeezed in 3 suits, and that's not what's happening here, I don't believe. Like, let me pause and think for a second. What if West happens to have 5 hearts and 5 diamonds? And we effectively do the same sort of thing. We run all of our spades. We come down to a 7-card ending. We have a spade, 3 hearts, and 3 diamonds. West has to keep... No, they could just pitch a club. And while we can use an entry, like diamond to the ace, to set up a club trick, we have to use another entry to get over there to cash the club, and then we don't have an entry back to hand. Yeah, so I think we are going to need the stiff king of hearts. Let's pull trumps. East has 2 spades, which makes this a little bit more promising. Let's play a heart to the ace. Oh my god, it's perfect. We did it. 1 club pitch from East. 2 club pitches. 3, 4, And now both opponents have 2 clubs left. There's a club pitch from West. So now we just play a diamond to the ace. Hope that East started with a 7-card club suit. And our 8 of clubs is set up. Still not entirely sure what this type of squeeze is called. Let's see if they have a name for it. I'm curious. South will need to execute a repeating squeeze. Oh, even if West was dealt the King of Hearts, there are only 11 top tricks. South will need to execute blah, 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 blah. West must have the only defensive guards and hearts as well as, yep. Even on this layout, South cannot succeed because when South leads the Queen or Jack of Hearts, West refuses to cover. South runs the spades, but West will abandon his clubs. Okay, this is exactly what I said, which is that even when West has everything, this doesn't work against best defense. Yep. It is in fact impossible to make the contract. If West was dealt the King of Hearts, South's only hope is East was dealt a singleton king. Squeeze required for a 13th trick. Is there a name for this? That's all I'm looking for. A double trump squeeze. Okay, cool. Cool, we figured it out. The name of the squeeze is a double trump squeeze. I guess the double being that West also is kind of guarding clubs. But there's this weird, like, frozen suit position where if either of them discard clubs, we can rough the suit good. Sweet. On to 23. 3 spades past 4 spades. Yeah, we were a trick short. I mean, we were 2 tricks short, and a lot of squeezes need you to rectify the count. There are some where you can make with, more than 1 loser, but this was not one of the situations. And so we were able to work out kind of correctly that we could make it in this situation, but we couldn't in others, which was, I think, the whole point of the deal. 3 spades past 4 spades. We bid 5 hearts. We get the 8 of clubs lead, lowest outstanding spot, which is... that's a little scary. So now it sounds as if we probably have 2 club losers and a diamond loser? West opened 3 spades. Okay, I have a funny idea. I don't know if this is a good idea, but I have a funny idea. What if I try and rectify the count by ducking a spade trick to West? Because for... maybe it's even simpler. Maybe I don't need to rectify the count at all. But I'm thinking if East has 3 spades, one of which includes the 2, I can actually, like, lose a spade trick to West and also kind of shift the distribution of the hand a little bit. Like, I can pitch a diamond from the south hand. I don't know why that would be important. It kind of looks like... oh, this is important because I have to win the first trick. Right. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, if I duck trick 1, East just gives their partner a club ruff, and then the hand goes down. I have no threat in the club suit. Yes. Okay, this makes sense. So we want to win the club ace, and I think what's going to happen is the ultimate position is going to look like a crisscross squeeze without the count. Am I saying this right? Because we'll pitch a diamond on a spade eventually, right? and we're going to come down to this like ace king doubleton of diamonds opposite 3 small, as well as 3 small clubs opposite like king doubleton. And in that end position, which has 5 cards, East can't hold on to 3 clubs and 3 diamonds. So if East pitches diamonds, we can go ace king of diamonds, cross to the club king. Our diamond's good. If East abandons clubs, we can play club to the king club, setting up a club trick in our hand, and the diamonds will be an entry. So that's our ultimate goal. Now, how many entries do I need to do this? Because it's very possible we might need to play a heart to the 6. I don't think we should, but I'll think about it for a second. So East needs at least 5 diamonds. We know they have 4 clubs from... Oh, no. This is all good. Yeah. We are going to play a heart to the 6. Okay, like, again, I try and get to these conclusions without being like, hey, they gave us the 6 of hearts. That's probably an important card. But let's count East's hand, right? East has 3 spades from the 3 spade opening bid. We know they have 4 clubs. And more importantly, for our squeeze to work, we're going to need East to have 5 diamonds. Otherwise, West has a guard in the diamond suit. So that's going to leave East with exactly 1 heart, or at most 1 hearts. Okay, so club to the ace. We lead a middle heart spot to the king. Hopefully East drops the 8 or 7 on this trick. We lead a spade. East is going to cover. We'll ruff intermediate. We'll lead a low heart, finesse the 6. Play another spade. East will cover again. We'll ruff our intermediate. Cross to the 9 of hearts. We lead the 5 of spades. East will not be able to cover. And now we can pitch a diamond from our hand. I haven't worked out what happens if East doesn't have the 2 of spades, but at least this is a first attempt at the problem. So in that case, if we are able to discard a diamond on the 5 of spades, West will win. They can play back a diamond. It doesn't really matter. We'll win the ace in hand, and then we run trumps, and we reach the end position that we had kind of talked about earlier. So hopefully East has the 2 of spades. That's what I'm saying. And the singleton 7 or 8 of hearts. Look at that. There's the singleton 7. We lead a spade. East hops up. Play a heart to the 6. East shows out. Play another spade. East covers. Heart to the 9. Now the 5 of spades, and East plays the 2. All right. Okay. I mean, our work's not done yet, but we basically just need to count out East's hand at this point. So East pitches a diamond. Therefore, our diamonds are good. I don't think East pitched a club earlier. If they did, I'm going to be a little bit sad about what's happening here. But I think our 5 of diamonds is good, and so we take 11 tricks that way. Cool hand. Again, identifying the end position that we're playing for made things a lot easier in terms of working out the line of play that we needed to take. Yeah, very cool. When the spots matter. Exactly. It wasn't just the spade spots. It was actually the heart spots as well. All of the spot cards mattered, which is kind of cool. I mean, also the fact that West led the lowest outstanding spot allowed us to pinpoint that clubs were 4-2 or 4-1. If West had led like the 10 of clubs, for example, it would be a little bit more murky about how we should be playing the hand. I don't think we would get the right solution if West had led a higher spot card in clubs. But that was convenient that they told us clubs were 4-1 from the start, which made things a little bit easier. We're in 4 spades. 2 spades past 4 spades. We have just an enormous number of losers. What if we had ace, queen, jack, 4, 3, 2 in hearts? We wouldn't have the entries to get over to North's hand enough times and still, you know, plan on this whole spade thing happening. I mean, it's possible we could still do it because it's not clear to a lot of defenders that they should be playing the ace of spades and then the 7 on the first 2 tricks, right? Like a lazy defender in East seat might just play the 2 of spades. at some point earlier, and then we could actually reduce to the required ending. But yeah, we would be in a lot of trouble if we didn't have enough entries to North Sand. I have 2 heart losers and 2 club losers. Oh, hey, ATN. Dude, everyone's blue today, at least in my chat. I don't know what it's like on Twitch. Oh, over here in my dashboard, everyone has different colors. But on my screen, everyone has the same color blue for their name. And so I totally thought you were just Rasser and Koopa. Even though you have a little prime symbol next to you, I didn't realize that it was a different person just because it's the same. Like Steph was blue, Koopa's blue, PJF is blue, ATN's blue. Everyone's just blue. You're all the same color. It's like dark blue. But welcome. What am I gonna do on this one? Yeah, Allez les Bleus. All the Frenchmen in chat. I feel like I should win this trick and exit a heart. I don't really know what I'm playing for, but that is kind of appealing to me to start out. It would start to rectify the count for some sort of squeeze, maybe. I think we're going to need to squeeze someone without the count, though, because like, let's say I duck a heart, they play back a spade, I duck another heart, and they play, I don't know, it doesn't matter, a third heart. If I try and duck a club, they can just... Well, I guess that would work. If I duck a club, they could play back a club, but then the count is rectified, and I could just play a diamond to the king and run spades. The issue is that diamonds could be 4-3, so that makes things a little bit complicated. So it might be better to like duck 2 hearts, run spades, and come down to like a 6-card ending where we have a spade, 3 clubs, and 2 diamonds. And so an opponent would have to keep 3 clubs. And if they also kept 3 diamonds, they could not also keep a heart. But what if they only kept 2 diamonds? Well, then maybe their partners started with 3. So yeah, if an opponent started with 4 diamonds and 3 clubs, they would be squeezed in that ending. Right, and that feels like an okay attempt. So I duck a heart. What's the worst thing they can do to me? If they play a club, I duck, right? And if they continue another club, oh, I guess that's probably bad, right? They're going to set up 2 clubs and 2 hearts. This isn't working the way I want. I mean, maybe we'll need someone to have like king, queen, double ten of clubs so the suit gets blocked. That doesn't sound like what I should be playing for, because then I suspect West probably had a better lead. Either king of clubs from king, queen, doubleton, or jack of clubs from jack, 10, 9. So let's think, what happens if I just start running trumps now? Say an opponent has 3 clubs and 4 diamonds. We run all but 1 trump, so we're down to a 8 card end position. They can keep 4 diamonds, they can keep 3 clubs, and therefore they can only have 1 heart. If that is a heart honor, we can just like duck a heart from both hands. They have to win the honor. Ooh, this might work. Like, let's say they win the heart honor and they play back a club. We can win the ace and exit a club. And if the other player wins this second club, they can cash a heart, but that rectifies the count now for a squeeze. And clubs have been, whatevered. Communication has been severed in clubs. Oh, but the other player could have 3 diamonds. Yeah. Okay, not quite. What? You know what I mean. Communication, there's no communication in clubs anymore. Okay, this doesn't quite work. I feel like we might be onto something, though. Yeah, just wait and see. When I pull up the solution, they're going to have whatevered in bold. It's going to be the technical term. So let's say it's East. I mean, I'm just going to pick an opponent. East is the one who started with 4 diamonds and 3 clubs. So we run 5 spades. They come down to 4 diamonds, 3 clubs, because they have to, and therefore just 1 heart. Oh. But now it's actually just really easy. I just play my last spade. And if East pitches a heart, if it was a heart honor, I can just set up a heart trick. If they pitch a diamond, I go king of diamonds, diamond to the ace, diamond, setting up a diamond trick, and the hearts are blocked. And if they pitch a club, I go club, ace, club, and again the hearts are blocked. Ooh, this might actually work, and this might be a better line of play than whatever else it was I was thinking of doing. Mostly because it can work on a legitimate layout of the cards, and my previous lines of play would not. Yeah. Let me make sure that I can discard the right things from dummy. I think I can pitch 3 clubs and a heart from dummy on the 6 rounds of spades. Yeah, this is perfect. I got it. West can take the club and play a heart. Well, okay. Anyway, we're gonna run through, because this feels like a pretty good solution. If it's not the solution, then I'll need to rethink. East pitches a heart. East pitches a heart. East pitches a heart. And so now we're hoping, I mean, we don't know if it's East or West, but we're hoping that one opponent has 4 diamonds, 3 clubs, and therefore only 1 heart left, because they have to. If that heart's a singleton honor, I can play a spade pitching a... There's a club discard. And a diamond discard. God, no, that's not helpful. Now I have to guess. So either West was the one that got squeezed. And West would have started then with 3, 3, 4, 3 shape, and they just pitched a club. That would have meant that East started with 2, 6, 3, 2. And they pitched a diamond. That doesn't make a ton of sense to me. I think East would have just continued pitching hearts if that was their shape. So I actually think East probably abandoned diamonds here, which would have meant East started with 2, they pitched what? 3 hearts? 2, 4, 4, 3 shape. They pitched 3 hearts and now they pitched a diamond. That makes more sense to me. And West would therefore have started with 3, 5, 3, 2. And they pitched the 10 of clubs, which looks a little weird. I mean, they probably should be pitching hearts, but I think that makes more sense defensively. So I'm going to go king of diamonds, diamond to the ace, and a diamond. We did it! Wait for it. But East doesn't have any more hearts because they were squeezed. Cool. Okay, good guess. This is honestly why some of these squeezes are difficult at the table, because even when you play for them, sometimes you don't guess the opponent's distribution correctly at the end of play. I wonder if they're going to say anything about that in their solution, or if they're just going to say that, you know, this layout of the cards is percentage, right? 4 of spades lead. Some sort of minor suit squeeze looks like the only chance, but South cannot afford to rectify the count. If, for example, West's opening lead is 1, trumps are drawn, and a heart trick is surrendered, the defense, yeah. I mean, we kind of worked this out, that they can always just switch to clubs, for example. Okay. So South must hope that a defender with length in both minors was dealt either the ace or king of hearts. Yep, that's what we did. South will then be able to succeed by running a spades, pitching 1 heart and 3 clubs from the dummy. East will be caught in an unusual 3-suit squeeze. True. If East discards... So okay. This was what we were working out at trick 1, this position, right? So we're running trumps. East can't afford to pitch a diamond because we can set up a diamond trick. East can't afford to pitch clubs because we can set up a club trick. And notably, we have the king of diamonds in hand for communication. So East has to come down to this position before the last trump. East pitches the king of hearts. We can set up a heart trick. If East discards from either minor, then South can establish a winner in that suit. True, that's what we did. So East had pitched a diamond, and we guessed that East was the one getting squeezed. Defenders' hearts are blocked, leaving them unable to win more than 1 trick. Great. Cool talk, bro. They have no mention whatsoever about how to guess which defender was getting squeezed. I think at the table this is actually a lot easier than in these puzzle scenarios, because frequently one of the defenders will very clearly show a bit of frustration when making discards. Even the best players won't be able to just in tempo always discard the most annoying card for declarer to have to work out the position. East probably would spend some time thinking on the 3rd round of spades, make a plan, make a couple of discards, probably then think again before the 2nd to last spade was cashed. And, West would just be sitting there, nonchalantly throwing hearts, looking at their phone, doing all of that sort of stuff. So, yeah, at the table, we probably could have been able to deduce that East was the one getting squeezed. I don't know. I just made a guess. It worked out. On to the next one. We are in 6 no trump. We get the Queen of Clubs lead. This looks oddly familiar. I mean, for whatever reason, this looks almost like some sort of guard squeeze position. So how many tricks do we have? We have 11 top tricks. We're in 6 no trump. We don't really have a convenient way to rectify the count. Like if we duck trick 1, West is just going to cash the heart ace. Heart ace is probably offside given the 3-heart preempt. So we probably have to run our diamonds immediately. And on the run of diamonds, we can pitch 3 clubs and a heart from hand. We're still going to have 1 more discard to make. 2 more discards to make. You swear everything is a guard squeeze? It very well might be. So what's our plan here? Yeah, what end position can we reach? Okay, let's say we run 5 diamonds. No, 6 diamonds. We pitch 3 clubs and a heart. We're down to, so we've won the ace of clubs, so we're down to a 6-card ending. We have ace 10, 9 of spades, singleton, king of hearts, and king 9 doubleton of clubs. West is gonna have to keep, I mean, we'll get to East's hand in a second, because I think East's hand might become important. Like, if East ever pitches a heart, West is the only one guarding hearts, and we might be able to, like, set up a heart trick in North's hand. But okay, so West is going to come down to, they have to keep at least the ace of hearts. But if they come down to just singleton ace of hearts, then we actually can rectify the count by ducking a heart trick. Okay, so let's say West has to keep 2 hearts. They're going to have to keep 2 clubs, and therefore they're going to not have a spade guard anymore. And what is East holding on to? I mean, they're going to hold on to 2 hearts and I guess 4 spades. So it looks like East's hand probably isn't all that important. We play our last diamond, and we pitch I'm not seeing it. We pitch a heart, West discards the heart ace. There's no way to like rectify the count. I mean, there's also just no squeeze at all. Great. This isn't going the way we want. I mean, if East has the queen jack of spades in that scenario, then not East. If West has the queen jack of spades in that scenario, along with their 3-heart preempt and along with their queen jack 10 of clubs, then we're in great shape. 10 of spades is just a trick. I don't think that's what's happening, though. Guard squeezes have been my bane throughout the level 5 deals. They're like, when they gave us the intro to guard squeeze hand, I was like, aha, I know this one. I've seen guard squeezes before. We can totally do it. Had a great explanation, talked it through, got that one first try. And then every other guard squeeze has just been like a 45-minute ordeal. Okay. I mean, this might not even be a guard squeeze. I'm just thinking about it based on the 10 of spades. Like, if there was some way that we could squeeze West down to a singleton spade honor, that would be nice. But I don't think we can do it. Let me think about what if East is the one who's guarding a bunch of things. Like if East has the Queen Jack of Spades and the actual like Jack 10 of clubs. I don't think that's likely from this Queen of Clubs lead. I don't know anyone who would really be leading Queen from Queen Jack Doubleton or Singleton Queen here. But maybe it's possible. So if East has the long clubs, what happens when we run the diamond suit? We once again come down to the 6-card ending. So we come down to Ace King, or King 9 Doubleton of clubs, Singleton King of hearts, and Ace 10 third of spades. East has to keep Queen Jack of spades. East has to keep Jack 10 of clubs, and so they come down to Singleton heart. We play the last diamond. Once again, East has to keep everything in the black suit, so they pitch their last heart. You know, if we'd already pitched the King of Hearts, this might work better. Ooh, okay. I think we can make it if East has the length in both black suits then. Let me go over this one more time. We win the club ace and we run all of our diamonds, but now instead of keeping the Singleton King of hearts, we pitch all of our hearts. So we come down to Ace 10 9 of spades and King third of clubs. And dummy has a club, a diamond, 2 hearts, and 2 spades. Yeah, that's 6 cards. East has to keep Queen Jack third of spades. So they have at most 2 clubs. And if they've pitched all of their clubs, well, we run the club suit. Anyway, I think the point being that, like, eventually East is going to get squeezed down to only 2 clubs in hand. But I could always make it against this layout, right? Yeah, what's so special about East getting squeezed down to only clubs? Oh, the point is East gets squeezed out of hearts, and so I can duck a club trick to East. Yes, that is exactly the point. So that means we're going to need to pitch all of our hearts, because on the last diamond, as East gets squeezed, we want to let go a spade. I'm not sure I believe in this line of play because, again, as I mentioned, I don't think anyone in their right mind would be leading, like, club shortness here with the queen. I mean, someone might lead, like, a small singleton club, I don't know, just for sake of nothing better to do. But queen of clubs from, like, queen doubleton, queen jack doubleton, or singleton queen doesn't seem very likely to me. Anyway, at least that's one layout where I can make the contract. And I'm really not seeing any alternative, right? Like, we tried this whole guard squeeze thing. It looks like we just don't have enough threats in West's hand. Or guards. Okay, I'm going to give this one a shot. West pitches a heart on the king of diamonds. Ugh. Is that good news or bad news in terms of East potentially having the queen jack of spades and the long clubs? I think this is bad news. What's the problem? Just lead a heart to the king and go down 4. Good call. Yep. We could do that. West pitches another heart. We're starting to go down less than 4 by leading a heart to the king. West pitches another heart. It's 3 heart discards. Four heart discards. Okay, let me think about this for a second, because originally what I was saying is that I could pitch 2 hearts on 2 diamonds and then play a diamond. And it's true. East is getting squeezed if they have club length. that would basically mean East started with something like 4-2, 4-3 shape, which is possible. You know, like in theory, this layout could exist, but that Queen of Clubs lead is so weird. West has thrown an awful lot of hearts, but that's kind of to be expected. I'm really not seeing it, but let's give my plan a try and see if and once this doesn't work, then I will I'll figure the rest out. Okay, East pitches a club. East has pitched no hearts, which I think makes this problem impossible based on my line of play. But I do still get to think, is there any way to make this? West is down to Singleton Heart. East has 2 of them. Obviously, West has the remaining club cards. I think the answer is no. What if I had been able to cash the King of Clubs before doing all of this? The 6 of Hearts might still be good. East has 2 hearts. So yeah, let me think about this position. We haven't seen the 3 or 4, have we? I started with the 4, and we haven't seen the 3 yet, which is true. Okay, if I had somehow cashed the King of Clubs, would something interesting have already happened here? I'm thinking. Because it sounds as if East is down to 2 hearts and 3 spades, and if I had been able to cash the Club King, East would be squeezed down to 1 heart. Now, technically, I would then be able to set up a heart trick. Yeah, and exiting a heart, it's almost as if exiting a heart is going to work. Like if West wins this and leads back a club, then we can squeeze East, but West is going to win and return a spade. What? 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 Okay, defensive error. I really hope that we weren't expecting to have defensive error on this one. West could have just returned a spade there. No, this is not the right answer. But we made it. We made it in practice, which is important. Okay, hold on a second. I want to give the problem another go before looking at their answer at trick 1. Okay, so concluded, we had to win the club ace at trick 1. I mean, it's technically true. East was squeezed on that last. No, West couldn't return a spade because they were down to Jack Doubleton of spades. And a spade lead away from Jack Doubleton would blow the suit. If they lead the Jack, I win the King and take a spade finesse. If they lead low, I play low, East plays the Queen, we win the Ace, we unblock the Spade King, but we still have a club entry back to the 10 in our hand. Oh my god. So, okay, we did do everything right. And yeah, PJF is correct. We required East to have one of the two low hearts, the 3 or the 2. Otherwise, this wouldn't work. If East had 2 high hearts, then when we exited a heart there to rectify the count at the end of the hand, East would have been able to overtake and cash 2 hearts and beat us. Can you get that in writing? Just clip it. Just clip the thing and post it, and then it'll be live forever. I don't know how to... I've never done a clip, but I will make a chat command if you make a clip of me saying that you're right. And then you could reference it whenever you want. Okay, let's try and talk through... I lost you on clip. No problem. Just keep being you. Keep preempting 4-card suits. So Queen of Clubs around to the Ace, right? We should definitely start running diamonds. So that has to be the first plan, right? And I was originally thinking that we want to squeeze East in the black suits. Like, my original assessment was correct. If East happens to have the Queen Jack of Spades and long clubs, then we could squeeze them by running the diamond suit and pitching hearts and then doing what I did. Well, kind of doing what I did. But I think there are a couple of indications that that's not what's going on. The Queen of Clubs lead is a little bit weird. And then, of course, once diamonds split 4-0 with West having the void, a little bit less likely that East has club length at this point. But this means that when West is the one who's holding on to clubs, they kind of get squeezed out of all of their hearts. They can come down to, they have to have 2 spades left. Otherwise, if the spade honors are split, we'll be able to cash the King and take a spade finesse. So West starts pitching a lot of hearts as we run the diamond suit. East throws a spade. There's the 2 of hearts, but we have yet to see the 3 of hearts. There's the Ace of hearts. And so now it's starting to look as if West kind of started with this hand where they're holding on to guards in the spade suit and guards in the club suit. So they're getting squeezed down to a singleton heart. So we cash our last diamond. East pitches a club because East also is coming under a little bit of pressure. Now that West has come down to a singleton heart, East has to hold on to 2 hearts while we're still in the dummy. Otherwise, we could set up a heart trick. West pitches a spade, and now we can kind of pause to take stock of like what the position is. Well, West might be holding on to the singleton, 3 of hearts, I think, remaining, in which case East will have like the 7-8 doubleton or something like that, and we couldn't exit a heart. East would just be able to score 2 heart tricks, we go down. But East having kept 2 hearts and 3 spades, they're out of clubs. And West, of course, is down to 2 clubs. They have to keep a club guard. They're down to a singleton heart because we've counted the suit, and therefore they're down to 2 spades. So when we exit a heart, if the hearts are blocked, West will have to win. And now this has kind of had a weird effect on the count of the hand, right? East will follow to this trick, but now West is kind of end played into leading a black suit for us. And on the actual hand, they exited club. East on this trick is getting squeezed in the majors because they're down to 3 spades, the only spade guard, and the last heart in the deck. So they pitch a heart, and now dummy's good. Ace of spades, king of spades, 6 of hearts is good. If instead West had exited a spade, they're down to honor doubleton. So exiting the honor in spades, we could win the king, take a spade finesse, we have the rest of the tricks. If they exit a low spade, we play low, East is forced to play their honor. We win the ace, but then when we play a spade to the king, their honor falls, King of clubs was an entry to hand, and we have the rest of the tricks that way. So yeah, we kind of stumbled our way into the right answer the first time. I didn't fully understand it, but now that's kind of the explanation for how the hand works. And we do require East to have one of the small spot cards, the 3 of hearts. Otherwise, that whole plan of rectifying the count like late in the play would not have worked. On to 26. 4 diamonds by West. They do lead their own suit. And we get to 6 spades as usual. So King of diamonds lead. East follows to this trick. Okay, this is surprising. This is, I think, the first time in history that they've preempted a level higher than they've suggested. Meaning that, normally West would have a 8-card suit or something for this 4 diamond preempt. They only have 7 here. That might mean that West has kind of a unusual distribution somehow. Dude, this landline freaks me out every time it goes off. I don't know if anyone else can hear it. So diamond to the ace, a spade return. Yeah, it really is a blast from the past. I agree. Well, PJF, you're ancient, so I kind of understand. It's like a boomer thing to have a landline. Spade. Dial up too. Yeah, the internet just goes every time you start it up. I remember those good old days. The 56K modem sound. That's exactly what it sounded like. So if clubs are 4-2, we can basically claim, right? We could just rough the 3rd round of clubs with the king of spades and pull trump. I guess for starters, let's see if West follows. Oh. Okay. Well, I was just kind of talking about how West might have a lot of distribution for their 4 diamond overcall. Or 4 diamond preempt. It was first seat, right? Yeah, 4 diamond preempt. All right. Spades are, in fact, 5-0. So again, we could play for 4-2 clubs or better. I don't think we need to. I think we can just pull trumps and effectively claim. Because, I mean, unless West only has 6 diamonds. Since West has the, PJF is suggesting the 0-3-6-4 shape. Because West is the one who's guarding diamonds, if West is also guarding clubs, then they get squeezed when we run trumps and then cash the king, ace, queen of hearts. And if East is the one guarding clubs, then they get, then there's a double squeeze and with hearts as the kind of middle suit. So I don't think we need to risk roughing a club and dummy. The squeeze will kind of happen automatically for us. We can just run our spades and pitch a diamond or 2 diamonds from North's hand. And then we might need to guess what shape people have. Let me think about that one for a second. Yeah, if West has heart length, we might need to guess that that's what's happening. because then we would need to cache the ace, king, queen of clubs. Okay, not super automatic, but let me just think about how I want to play it out. I mean, we definitely want to run our trumps. I guess I could do that now, but West is just going to pitch diamonds, so there's not going to be a whole lot of information gained. We can test the clubs by caching one card in the club suit. We could test the hearts by caching one card in the heart suit, but this doesn't really help us in any way. And if I cache a second club and East shows out, then I've lost the entries to pull off this this squeeze. Maybe, so if West has club length, 5 clubs, right? No, it's 4 clubs. Oh man, this is so much worse now because if West could have 4 clubs, that makes things a little bit complicated. Oh, no. Everything's totally fine. I think I got it, right? We run our 5 trumps pitching diamonds, and then we just go king of hearts, heart to the ace, queen of hearts. We'll find out about the heart split. So the thing is, if West... How do I want to phrase this? If East is the one with short hearts... No, we still need to run the ace, king, queen of clubs and squeeze West in the red suits. God, why is this so hard? Why can't they just tell me West's entire shape at trick 1? That would be so useful. And if West has 4 clubs and I cache the ace, king, queen of clubs, I just go down. We would need to cache the hearts first. I have no idea how to decide which suit to cache first. It almost feels to me now like it's better to go back to this plan of ace, king of clubs. Hope that the clubs are 4-2, and then I can rough a club. I mean, at least that way I always make the contract on 4-2 clubs. Whereas this whole plan of a squeeze, which is like technically 100%, I might guess wrong. I mean, having worked all this out, I think that would be my conclusion at the table. That I'm going to guess wrong a little bit too often to make up for playing for a normal like 4-2 club split. That I should just cache the ace, king of clubs. I don't know. I'm going to try it. I think that would be cool if that was the solution. But, oh my god. Oh my god. That's incredible. Okay, well, that was a little bit more spectacular than I originally thought. Also, how is this only a 4-diamond bid? That's a good question, PJF. Can I cache the king, jack of hearts? I can cache the king of hearts. So I could have guarded against exactly this distribution by caching the king of hearts. And maybe that's the point. But what if West had 7 hearts and East had a heart boy? Okay, I'm gonna, let's see if that same thing happens. If it does, fine. That's silly. Nope. It didn't. Okay. Yeah, why are they not declaring with no defense? I can't play the Jack of Hearts now. If I play the Jack of Hearts, then I give up on a squeeze against West and the red suits. I mean, like, I could. Like, I totally could play the Jack of Hearts and give up on that squeeze, but, like, I'm no longer 100%, right, to make the contract, which is why I really wanted to cash clubs. Let me think. I mean, maybe it is as simple as, like, play the Jack of Hearts, cross to the Spade King, and then try and run hearts. And if East roughs in, then hope that clubs are 3-3. Well, if West follows, I can play 2 rounds of spades, but so what, right? East can always rough in on a heart, and now I go down if the clubs don't break. East is 5 spades, 1 diamond. So maybe we think about East shapes. If they have 4 hearts and 2 clubs, then any line of play works. If they have, well, if East has 4 hearts and 2 clubs, then the whole plan of roughing a club would be clear, but we might go down playing on the squeeze line. If East has 2 hearts and 4 clubs, we need to squeeze West and the red suits. Or sorry, I mean, we could still rough a club and dummy. Well, spades are 5-0. I mean, 1 round of spades, we know spades are 5-0. East returned to trump and West showed out. Oh, spade to the king. And then ace, queen of hearts, planning on over roughing, and then club, club, club rough. But Jack of hearts, spade, heart, heart, East roughs. We over rough. We then have to go ace, king, queen of clubs cashing and rough the 4th round of clubs with the 3 of spades in North. So this would work when East is 5, 3, 1, 4. I don't think that's better than just playing ace, king of clubs and a club rough. I mean, it's definitely not better because ace, king of clubs and a club rough is very easy. I don't know. I'm not understanding something about the problem. I'll try your line of play. I mean, like, okay, well, I mean, this is just silly then. King of diamonds to the ace. Oh, I haven't tried the actual squeeze line, right? Like, I said I could just run spades and effectively we're 100% if we guess the distribution. So I haven't tried that. I wonder if I should try that. Maybe there's some weird thing where I can cash the king of hearts and then cash the club ace and then cash the jack of hearts. Because, right, West can't have 7 hearts. They've turned up with 7 diamonds. And now they can't have 6 clubs since they've turned up with 7 diamonds and a heart. So we can cash the club ace. And now we can cash the jack of hearts. I mean, it feels like both of the alternative lines, the squeeze or just playing for 4-2 clubs, are better than this. Although I did make that comment that West with only 7 diamonds probably has a very unusual shape. Oh my god. No, this all makes sense now. Oh my god. I totally get it. Here, let me restart from the beginning. I was onto something there with that explanation. Okay, king of diamonds to the ace. East returns a spade. We win the queen of spades. And now noting this possibility of a squeeze, if we could figure out West's exact shape, then the squeeze is just going to work, right? So that's just kind of like point number one about this hand. And we can start caching card. I actually don't know if the squeeze is relevant at all, but we can start caching cards in hearts and clubs to get a little bit more information about West's shape while making sure that East has to follow to this trick. So again, West has 7 diamonds. They cannot have 7 hearts, therefore it's safe to cache the king of hearts. Now, because West has 7 diamonds and 1 heart, they can't have 6 clubs, so it's safe to cache a club. Now, because West has 7 diamonds, 1 heart, and 1 club, they can't have 6 hearts. Yeah. So it's now safe to cache the jack of hearts. And with West following to this trick, we now know that it's also safe to cache a second club, because West couldn't start with 7 diamonds, 2 hearts, and 5 clubs. So our next club has to cache. Okay, now that we've figured out the 5-1 club split with East having 5 of them, I mean, this would have been easy if West had followed. We could ruff a club high, pull trumps, and claim. But East is going to have to follow suit to a bunch of clubs, so we'll just cache the queen of clubs, ruff a club, claim on a high cross ruff at this point. No squeeze involved whatsoever. So was this 100%? I do like this line better than the other 2 lines I was thinking. So what happens if West shows out on that second heart? Now West has clubs and diamonds. We do not have an entry to North's hand. And we also now know that East is roughing the club. So we're just down, right? If West started with 7 diamonds, 1 heart, and 5 clubs, and we took this line of play, we don't make the contract. Right. We don't make the contract. Okay, but that's the only layout it fails against, so that feels like a pretty good line. I mean, technically we could also arrange for the squeeze to only fail on that line of play, so maybe the squeeze is a little bit better because you have the opportunity to guess that that's West's shape. I wonder if they talk about the squeeze. West leads the king of diamonds. East wins the ace. Switches to a trump. Does this guarantee the contract? Wait just a second. Okay, apparently Michael Rosenberg wrote a book about this hand. Since West is known to have 7 diamonds, he can have at most 6 hearts. East therefore must have at least 1 heart. It's safe for South to cache a trick. Yeah, we stole this problem from a bridge book. If West is short in hearts, you always make. I don't think that's true, at least not the way I played it. Oh no, it does work. I thought I had to cross back to the south hand somehow, but we will have an extra trump. Yes, you are correct. It is actually 100% this plan. So we cache the king of hearts. Then, as I said, we can cache the ace of clubs. Now it's safe to cache the jack of hearts. Now it's safe to cache the king of clubs, and now we can just ruff a club high and claim. Blah, blah, blah. If West discards, everything's fine. We can just cache the club queen and then have a high cross ruff. If West had shown out on the first or second round of hearts, now clubs are 5-1, but East is following to 2 hearts, and we have a spade re-entry back to hand to pull trumps. Yep. Pitch clubs on the long hearts. So if West discards on the first round of clubs, then I mean, like, again, we just have the high cross ref. Yep. Cool. On to the next one, C27. Yeah, it's kind of clever that, like, if you work out that a squeeze will work 100% of the time, sometimes you have to guess the opponent's shapes, and that makes squeezes less than 100%. 6, no trump. We got a spade lead. That's probably helpful. Yeah, exactly. Double dummy can say that you can always make the contract no matter what the layout is, but in practice you won't because you have to guess the position. Spade to the 10 and queen. Okay, we have a heart loser. And it looks like we should probably try and knock out the heart ace now. We're going to want to take club finesses. I'm thinking there's no bidding, right? there was some bidding. Just to clarify my previous statement, which may or may not have been true. East opened a spade. 9 of spades lead looks like a doubleton. West bid diamonds, so it's very possible we might be able to get over to North's hand and diamonds and score an extra diamond trick. So looks like East has spade length. East probably has the heart ace. What is going on this auction? Was 3 diamonds preemptive? Is that what's happening? 3 diamonds was a preempt? Maybe. I mean, I guess it's possible. It kind of feels like this might be an entry squeeze of sorts, but let me think about this for a second. So I can take a diamond finesse to pitch a club loser. I'm going to need 2 club hooks. But the main issue is we only have 1 entry to North's hand. It's a little weird in that I have an idea. I don't know if this is a good idea, but to be able to make the contract, we're going to need king third or king doubleton of clubs in East's hand, right? I mean, maybe there's some squeeze, but let's start with this presumption. So if we take 1 club finesse and somehow we can get the opponents to lead clubs for us again, then maybe all of our clubs are going to be good. Okay, we'll start with that. Let's suppose that East has ace fourth of hearts, right? Or yeah, let's suppose East has ace fourth of hearts. So East could duck 3 rounds of hearts to deny us an entry to North's hand. Oh, I was so close to having a cool idea, and now I realized it's just not going to work. I was thinking I could overtake the king of diamonds with the ace, take a club hook, strip West's major suits, and exit a diamond. But I still have a losing heart in my hand in this plan. Okay, what if, yeah, maybe East gets strip squeezed somehow. Let me think about this for a second. We play 3 rounds of hearts. Well, let's test the hearts, because this is obviously what we're going to do first, is see if we have an extra dummy entry. We don't. West pitches a diamond. We can force East to duck another round of hearts. So if we go king of diamonds, diamond to the jack, and cash the diamond ace, I mean, East is just going to throw a bunch of spades. We take a club finesse. This doesn't seem like it works the way we want. So what happens if we exit a heart right now? We exit a heart. East wins. They'll play back, let's say, a spade. We win the ace. King of diamonds, diamond to the jack, ace of diamonds. I mean, East has an idle card to throw, right? We're down to a 4-card ending. West has discarded 3 diamonds. So West is down to the same diamond length as North. I don't think there's any way I can use that to my advantage, but I mean, it looks like one of these entry squeeze situations. Maybe I've already screwed this up and I was supposed to not play 3 rounds of hearts so that I had a bit more flexibility. Well, yeah, I'm having a hard time figuring out how to get to North's hand twice. Like, normally in an entry squeeze position, the player that you're finessing through is the one that you want to have the guard in the other suit. So East having the diamond queen would give us some sort of potential to like overtake the king of diamonds, like cash some tricks, and somehow East would either have to come down to king doubleton of clubs or give up the diamond queen, and both of those are bad for him. But that's not what's going on here. So maybe somehow this is magically an entry squeeze against West as well. Like, can we ever squeeze West down to a singleton queen of diamonds? I don't think so. Let's see. If we lead a diamond, West plays the low diamond, West plays the queen, we win the ace. Wait. Oh my god. Okay, that's actually a cool idea. I didn't think about that. Okay, here we go. You ready for this? Let's strip West's spade. Hey Turk, what happened to the speedrun timer? I haven't been doing it for levels 4 and 5. Okay, check this out. We strip West's spade. And now we lead the 2 of diamonds, right? And if West doesn't make this incredible play of the diamond queen, we can take a diamond finesse, take a club finesse, cross back to the ace of diamonds, take a club finesse, hopefully the clubs run. But West is going to foil our plan by playing the queen of diamonds. We can duck this to rectify the count for a squeeze against East. And East is getting like triple squeezed now in hearts, spades, and clubs. So hopefully I've been counting. East has pitched a couple spades now. There's another spade. There's another spade. So now our 4 of spades is good, which squeezes East down to, they have to keep the ace of hearts. They're down to doubleton king of clubs. We can cash the club ace, and our jack of clubs is good. Wow, actually super cool idea to rectify the count. But like in addition, we didn't like lose a trick in the process, right? Because we already had 3 diamond tricks via the help of a finesse. Cool hand, very cool hand. Again, the bidding kind of gave things away. The fact that West has 7 diamonds and that 9 of spades lead marked them with a doubleton made things a little bit easier for us. But yeah, definitely a fun hand. On to 28. We're in 6 spades. We get a heart lead. We have, I mean, we might have a trump loser. So I guess that's like step 1, find out if we have a trump loser. If we do, I don't know what our plan's gonna be. Is this heart lead singleton? It is. East has opened 2 hearts. Okay, that gives us some potential. Yeah, it gives us some potential for a squeeze because West won't be able to continue hearts, killing our entry to North's hand. Maybe no squeeze works, though. That's what I'm a bit worried about. Like, to squeeze someone, we would need to squeeze, like, East and clubs and hearts, and that seems pretty unlikely based on the preempt. So I think a better plan might be to try and, like, rough a bunch of tricks in our own hand and score 12 tricks before we lose a trump. Which I guess means we could lead up towards the king of hearts at some point. West will be out, but they won't be able to profitably rough in. And then we could try and like pitch a couple of clubs on the 4th diamond, unblock the club ace, rough clubs, get back with spades, rough another club, score the first 12 tricks. So we'll have to kind of time this well. But I think that's going to be the plan. So let's win the ace of hearts and test the spades. See if they're 4-1. I bet they are. East shows out. So my first thought was like, is there a squeeze? I just don't think there is. Oh, but we do have... No. We're totally fine, right? We can cross to the diamond ace, lead a heart to the king. Assuming West shows out, we can unblock the club ace, play 4 rounds of diamonds, pitching clubs, rough a club, spade to the queen, rough a club. We're going to need West to follow to 4 rounds of diamonds, and they can't pitch one of those 4 diamonds on the heart play, so we're going to need West to have 5 diamonds. We're going to need them to have 3 clubs, 1 heart and 4 spades, but West could just pitch a club. Uh-oh. Oh no, how do I do this? Oh, I see. No, we can do better. We can make it if West is 4-1-4-4. but I don't think we can make it against any other shape. We can play our 4 diamonds now, pitching clubs, unblock the club ace, and lead a heart. So 4-1-4-4 or bust. I think that's the answer. West has 5 diamonds. Oh, unless East pitched a diamond on that 3rd round of spades. I really wasn't watching. Did we do it? No. Okay, West did have 5 diamonds. I don't know what to do about that layout. Now, what if... Okay, maybe this is a good theory to work off of. It might help us find their line of play, or their suggested line. I still think that my line would be better if this is what they're looking for. But yeah, if East has the king, queen of clubs, and West has the 9, we could set up that like weird position where we lead the jack of clubs, East has to cover, we win the ace. I don't know how to arrange this, right? But let's say we were able to then strip the clubs from our hand on diamonds and lead a heart to the king. West couldn't then afford to pitch a club because we could then lead the 10 of clubs, pinning the 9 and setting up a club winner in North's hand. So that might be the attempt. Yeah? But how do we do all of this? Because if I lead a club now, and East covers, and I win the ace, and then I try and lead a heart to the king, West just roughs in and cashes a club. And if I play 4 rounds of diamonds first, pitching 2 clubs from my hand, then East doesn't have to cover the jack of clubs. Yeah, I don't know how to time everything, right? Because if I could lead the jack of clubs and East covers and I win the ace and I play 4 rounds of diamonds, pitching 2 clubs, and then I was allowed to lead the 3 of hearts, we could make the contract on that layout. But I don't know how to get back to the south hand. If I ruff a club, it destroys the like mechanism for this weird like frozen club suit thing. Oh, I could then lead the 10 of clubs. Yeah. Okay, you got there before me. This has to be worse than the line of play that I came up with. We'll see if they give a good reason why we should ignore West having 4-1-4-4 shape. Because I can't test the diamonds before I attempt this line of play. Ooh. Okay, maybe this isn't the line of play then. Is there a way for me to test the diamonds before I do this? I don't think so, but let me think about that for a second. So we cash a couple of trumps. Yeah, but if I play 3 rounds of diamonds first, then what do I do, right? If I lead the jack of clubs, East covers, I win the ace, I have no way back to North's hand. I guess that's not true. I could cross in trumps. Okay, I'm starting to put something together. Still think that this is a bad line, because if East follows to 3 rounds of diamonds, I don't have the entries anymore to ruff clubs. Not true. I do have the entries. Okay, I think I'm finally on board with what's going on. I thought I didn't have the entries. But I could play 4 rounds of diamonds, play a club to the ace, play a heart. West pitches a club, I win, I ruff a club, I play a spade over, I ruff a club. Okay, we're now fully on board. I could have tested all of this before cashing the club ace. This is a little infuriating because I basically had the right answer. And like, if I had played 3 rounds of diamonds before cashing the club ace, then I might have worked this out. But I thought this wasn't possible. I thought I needed to be able to ruff a club when I was over here. I do not. So now we need this like special layout in the club suit. Look at that. East now covers the jack of clubs with the king. So we can cross in spades, lead the jack of diamonds to pitch a club, and now lead the 10 of clubs. East covers, we ruff, and now West is kind of squeezed on this heart. Either they pitch a club and our 8 of clubs will hopefully be good, which they do. We're down to a diamond and a spade left. If they ruff, we play low. We can ruff the diamond return, cash the king of hearts. Or if West had thrown a diamond, we would then just win the king of hearts and be able to safely ruff our 8 of clubs. Sorry, I totally... West pitched the 9 of clubs. We're good. We're good. I'm at my wit's end. We're totally fine. We're great. Everything went perfectly. No mistakes were made. First try. We totally nailed that one. Yeah, nothing to see here. We'll just scrub that one from the tapes. I don't know what to say. I mean, in practice, East is not going to have the king, queen of clubs. Where's your GDQ emote? I don't know. Where is it? Maybe you need to renew your sub. I know they only run stuff like once every 6 months, but you could still have the subs. Or you could just collect enough channel points that you could unlock an emote for free. I don't know how long that lasts. On to 29. Let's forget all of this happened. We're here. We're in 6 no trump. This looks like a disaster. How did we get to this contract? We have like no high cards and no tricks. 18 opposite 11. Oh yeah, totally. Let's just blast 6 no. Was there any bidding? West showed both majors. Perfect. North is like ace empty 5th of hearts. That's gonna take a ton of tricks. Singleton king of spades, no problem. 6 no trump. You got it. Fan of speedrunning? Yeah, I love speedrunning. Speedruns are great. I had attempted some speedruns myself in the past. I was more I wasn't into like Zelda speedrun, like any percent speedruns. I liked a bunch of 100%s, or I liked any percents for longer games. I wasn't big on the like, let's try and do the same 5-minute speedrun over and over and over again until we get lucky or until we get perfect RNG. But I played some N64 games, 100% stuff, or also did some like Final Fantasy games, any percent, which I thought was kind of cool. Well, we are somehow in 6 no trump, and West has showed both majors. Toadstool Tour. I've never heard of this game. I will look it up though, if I remember. Mario Golf, I did some Mario Golf stuff. Yeah. I was never very good. I think I might have submitted a couple of times to speedrun.com. I don't remember. It was a long time ago. Toadstool Tour is the GameCube version. Gotcha. Yeah, I don't have a lot of consoles anymore. So most of my stuff would essentially have to be done on either emulator or, sorry, no emulators here. Asterisk, I definitely have the console and would not play on emulator without it. But, but yes, it would basically computer games would have to be my thing. How many tricks do we have? We have like 4 tricks. So we have the ace king of hearts, the ace king of spades, the ace king of clubs, that's 6. We have the ace of diamonds, that's 7. And how many do we need? We're in what, like 3 no? I think 3 no trump has a chance on this deal. Oh no. We have some problems. I mean, it's likely the king of diamonds is on side. So that'll get us up to 9. We potentially could score 4 club tricks. I mean, in a variety of ways. Seems likely that we should start that suit by, like, running the jack. Maybe. We don't have a ton of entries to North's hand. And I mean, even if we score 4 clubs and 3 diamonds and 2 hearts and 2 spades, that's only 11. So we would still need some sort of like squeeze against West in the majors. Yikes. Okay. Well, what does that squeeze look like? I mean, this kind of looks similar to one of those previous ones. Which one was it? Hold on. Hold, please. Where was that, like, stepping stone? Not stepping stone. The, was it 7 spades? 5 hearts? I'm losing my mind here. Was it 6 diamonds? There was one where we like squeezed someone without the count. It was some sort of weird like jettison squeeze. I guess it was earlier. 4 spades doubled. Hold on, we'll get there. This one, 19. 19. We found it. We found it. Yeah, so this was that squeeze where like West had to keep all of their spades to protect dummy spade suit, and then we were able to discard the ace of clubs and run the club suit. And that's what it's kind of starting to look like to me is possible in the majors. So I'm going to work with that idea for a second to try and come down to an end position. Let's say we can cash 7 tricks in the minors. We win the king of hearts. We're down to an 8-card ending. And West has to keep 3 spades, so they can only hold on to 2 hearts, which means we can go ace of hearts, give up a heart, West is in. We can cross to the spade king and run the heart suit. This isn't going to work the way I want, though, is it? Because I said West had to keep 3 spades, but what if West abandoned spades? I have no entry to my hand. Uh-oh. Oh, but I could keep the king of hearts in my hand. Hold on a second. Yeah, so does this work? Let's say the end position we come down to is singleton king of spades in dummy and 4 hearts, and singleton king of hearts in hand and ace 10 fourth of spades. If West keeps... No, West could keep 3 spades and 2 hearts. So what is the end position we need then? Like, do we need East to have the Queen Jack of spades as well? That seems very unlikely for the Michaels bid on our left. It's almost like things work there. Because if we were then able to somehow unblock the King of Hearts and get to dummy and then exit a heart, we would be in good shape. I mean, if we had another entry to North's hand, but we just don't. We win the first trick. We run 7 cards in the minor, so we're down to 5 cards. What does West keep? So if West keeps 3 spades, in theory, we could unblock the spade king and set up spade tricks, but it just doesn't work, right? We just don't have the entries to do all of this. Maybe there's some way to duck a trick and rectify the count then, because it doesn't seem like a squeeze without the count is going to work. If we duck trick 1, West can just like continue a spade, I guess. That feels really bad for us. Yeah, I get the sense that we can't afford to duck trick 1. Okay, back to this idea of like, win the King of Hearts, run our tricks. What did I say West was going to come down to? If they come down to 3 spades and 2 hearts, we can make it. We can just duck a heart and dummy's good. But if they come down to 2 spades and 3 hearts, I don't think we can make it. The spade suit's blocked. This is a problem. Oh, but if they're down to 2 spades, they would have had to come down to 3 spades earlier. And then we actually could have just unblocked the spades, crossed to our hand somehow, and then set up the spade suit. Because East has at most 3 spades. That sounds right to me. Okay, let me think about that possibility for a second now. So before running all of our minor suit tricks, we run all but one minor suit trick. We're down to a 6-card end position. If West has kept 2 hearts, so if West is down to 4 spades and 2 hearts, we're going to need a heart entry to dummy. Which means we'll have needed to win the king of hearts. Then we can play heart to the ace, exit a heart, all the hearts are set up. If West keeps 2 spades and 4 hearts, then, I mean, in theory, our spades are running and we make an over trick. So if West is down to 3-3 in the majors, we need to unblock the spade king, get back to our hand, play ace of spades spade, setting up the last spade, get back to our hand again, which makes it sound like we need to win the ace of hearts at trick 1. So I'm wondering if there's some sort of weird entry thing in the club suit. Well, if we duck, West is just going to continue either major, and that's going to cut communications for a squeeze. So we can't duck trick 1. We have to win and play this as some sort of like weird, obnoxious, like, I don't know what to call it sort of thing. Like squeeze without the count and without entries and with every suit blocked. I don't know, that's my terminology for it, and I'm sticking with it. Okay, let's say I win the ace of hearts, right? We hook diamonds, we take some diamond tricks, we somehow figure out what to do in the club suit. Let's say I've preserved a 4th round club entry to North's hand. Okay, we've won the ace of hearts, all of this has happened. We come down to a 6-card ending. Ace 10, 4th of spades. No, this is not good enough. Remember, if West is down to 3-3. Oh, okay. I think as we cash the 3rd round of clubs, we want to get to a situation where we have 7-6 of clubs opposite like 8-5, and depending on what West discards, we can decide where to win the 4th round of clubs. Okay, well, I'm starting to visualize. So let's suppose we can do that. I haven't worked out how to do this in the club suit, but that might give us a sense. So we win the ace of hearts, right? We run some diamonds and some clubs. And let's pretend for a second that we have control over where to win the 4th round of clubs. West is down to 6 cards. If they come down to 3 spades, then we play spade to the king, club to our hand, ace of spades, 10 of spades. Presumably East can't win the 3rd round of spades. Otherwise they could cash diamonds. I'm losing my voice. West will be in, they'll have to lead into our hearts, and then our last spade will be good. If instead West doesn't come down to 3 spades, they're down to only 2 hearts, we go king of hearts, we use the 4th round club entry to get to North's hand, We exit a heart, setting up all of the hearts in north. West has to lead a spade. We win the king, and all of the hearts are good. So we have identified what we need to do. Can I do it? Is there a way that I can essentially cash 3 diamonds and cash 2 clubs so that on the third round of clubs, depending on what West discards, I can determine which hand to win the club trick. Obviously, if West has Queen 10 double 10 of clubs, we could do this. We could win the ace of hearts, take 2 diamond finesses, play the 9-8 of clubs, and cash the ace and king, and West Queen will fall. Now we lead the 7 of clubs, and depending on what West discards, we either win the jack or play the 5. Okay, is there a more likely layout of the club suit? Well, it might depend on the diamond layout, right? We're going to be playing West for 5-5 in the majors. So depending on how many diamonds they have, we might need to do something. I haven't figured out if we can actually do the thing we want against 4-1 club splits. I think the answer is no. We might need West to have Queen 10 doubleton. But this is basically the idea. I think we're in good shape if this all happens. So let's lead the Queen of Diamonds for a finesse. Now we're hoping West shows out on the second diamond. Okay, good start. East covered with the king, which I mean is completely irrelevant. So are there other 2-2 or 3-2 layouts of the club suit that I can pick up other than Queen 10 doubleton with West? Like, can I pick up 10 doubleton with West? I think the answer is no, right? Because if I lead the jack of clubs, East can just play low on this trick, and I haven't been able to reach this like mechanism where I can, you know, win the third round of clubs in either hand. Or win the third round of clubs, but preserving this possibility of scoring the last round of clubs in either hand. Maybe that's not true. Hold on a second. I lead the jack of clubs, East plays low. I play low. I next play the 9 of clubs to the ace. Nope, I next play a diamond to the 9. I then play the 9 of clubs to the ace, and I play the king of clubs. And depending on what West does, I can dump the 8 or 5. Okay, I think this does actually work. Oh, I'm in the south hand. So we need to play a diamond to the 9 now to lead the jack of clubs. So we pick up 10 doubleton with West. I don't know how to evaluate if that's more likely than Queen doubleton. Ooh, Queen doubleton's actually a problem. We can't make it if West has Queen doubleton, right? We don't have this like weird club mechanism. I don't even know what to call this. This is a super weird thing in the club suit. It's like a entry creating, or like a moldable entry. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure they have a thing. Let's keep track of what West discards though. West pitches a heart, so they have 3 hearts. And 4 spades left. I'm going to lead the jack of clubs, which holds. I'm going to now lead the 9 of clubs. West plays the 10. And so West is down to 4 spades and 3 hearts. We lead the king of clubs. They pitch a spade. Now this was the situation where we want to create a club entry to our hand. So we unblock the 8 of clubs, play a spade to the king, play a club to the 7, and now hopefully West has both the queen and jack of spades because we need them to win this trick. Otherwise, East would have been able to win and cash diamonds. Our 4 of spades is set up, and we make 6 no trump. Okay. I enjoy these problems that I get right on the first try or that I can work through. This one, again, maybe this was a little bit of an easier problem than some of the others because we needed a very specific layout of the cards to work through. It was kind of cool that we saw this possibility of like the variable entry in the club suit. But yeah, let's see if there's a name for this. I'm curious about the name. So West leads the Queen of Hearts against 6 no trump. Assuming South can win 4 club tricks and that East has the Diamond King, there's only 11 winners. An extra major suit trick will be required. Given West Michael's bid, South will not be able to establish an extra trick in a major. Some kind of squeeze will be required, but the entry situation is not appropriate for any common 2-loser squeezes. Sure, exactly. If South ducks a spade trick to West at some point in an attempt to rectify the count, West will play another heart, destroying the entry. South's only chance is to play for an entry shifting squeeze. Oh, apparently it's just an entry shifting squeeze. So we've seen entry shifting trump squeezes before, which tend to revolve around this plan of like cross-ruffing, but you want to like decide where you win the final trump in one hand or another. This is what happened in the club suit. Yeah, so we get down to this club position. You're going to stick your head in the snow? Have a good day, PJF. I do only have one hand left. You can probably check the VOD afterwards, but glad to see you. So South leads the King of Clubs in the above position, and West gets squeezed. This is exactly the spot that we reached in the play. So if West discards a spade, then the 9 of clubs was unblocked. That's exactly what happened when we played the hand. Spade to the king, club to the 7, ace of spades. They played the 4 of spades. How cheeky of them. They should be playing the 10 here. It doesn't matter. And South's King of Hearts and last spade will take the trick. If West discards a heart instead, then we preserve the entry to dummy, because this would be necessary to unblock the hearts and then get over there twice to set up and score the long hearts. King of Hearts, club over, exit a heart, and now dummy is all good. Entry mechanism is pretty delicate. There's only one layout of the East-West clubs in which South can reach a position equivalent to the above. South must play his cards in a precise order. Incorrect. West could have had Queen 10 doubleton of clubs and we would have gone down when we could have made it. To do that, we would have needed to just bang down the Ace King of clubs. But yes, this is far more likely to be the club layout 10 doubleton than exactly Queen 10 doubleton. So win the Ace of Hearts. We went through the play. I'm not going to go through it again, but that's exactly how you play that deal. 1 to go. All right, we are in 4 hearts. East open to no trump. West bid 2 spades, which I guess is natural. And here we are. We get the 10 of diamonds lead to the ace. I am going to pause for a second, make sure we don't need to unblock the king on this trick. I don't think so. Let's just play the jack. Looks like they have 2 clubs to cash. East switches to a heart. Yikes. Why is it that we start out with like too few tricks and no prospects for making an extra one? I guess the King of Spades could be on side. Let's look for that first. So we had a 13 count. Partner had 8, which is 21. And it's possible that the King of Spades is on side. I mean, it's, you know, I don't know if it's likely on the auction. West does have 5 spades, but it's possible. Okay. So what are our prospects with the Spade King on side and West having the lone spade guard? I forget, what was the opening lead? It was like the 10 of diamonds? Yeah, the heart switch will prevent a club ruff if hearts are 3-1. But oftentimes it's still right to like try and get a club ruff in these positions because it forces the opponent's hand. Like if I were to instead like pull trumps or like pull a couple of rounds of trumps and like duck a club, East would have all the time in the world to do whatever it is they want, like play a third diamond or play a spade to cut communications. But by playing a club immediately, East is going to have to continue playing trumps. So that makes sense to me. But what end position are we going to reach, right? So we should probably win the ace of hearts. I mean, I don't see any reason to squander dummies entries just yet. Lead a club to the 10. East wins. Plays a second trump. We win the 9. We lead a second club. East wins. Plays a third heart. We can win and dummy. Unblock the king of diamonds. Play a spade to the queen and ruff a diamond. But we haven't really accomplished all that much from this plan. I mean, now we would make if West gets squeezed in diamonds and spades, but I think that's pretty unlikely. It's possible, but I mean, not, no guarantee. And there's no, like, double squeeze or anything. If we know East is guarding clubs, but so what? Is there any way to squeeze East in clubs and diamonds? That feels like a much better attempt to me. I'm not sure I see something immediately, but let me think about it. What if I start just like roughing spades in my hand? I don't know why that's appealing to me, but it's mostly just because East can't, well, West can't overruff, so East is going to be following. Like, let's say East is 2, 3, 4, 4 in shape. I win the ace of hearts, I play spade to the queen, I ace of spades, spade. East has to pitch something. I mean, if they discard a heart, then we're good. We can ruff a club. If they pitch a diamond, we can set up the long diamond. And if they pitch a club, I mean, that's okay for now. We can then exit a club. They win. They play a heart. But now we play another spade, and it feels like East might kind of get squeezed. I mean, I haven't worked out all the details, because it does look as if maybe they can pitch a diamond in that case. We don't have the necessary entries to North's hand to rough out the diamonds and score the long diamond. So against the layout that they just presented to us, we can make by... I'll follow the line of play. I hope this doesn't work, because I did want to think about this a little bit more. But we can make by taking the following line of play. Spade to the queen, diamond ruff, lead a club, Now East is going to be forced to return a trump. But now we can go ace of spades, spade. No, we're not quite there. Did I forgot to rough a spade earlier. Okay, let's back up. Let's back up. Yeah, against the layout that they had presented to us, where diamonds are 4-3 and hearts are 3-1, we can make the contract by taking the following line of play. Spade to the queen, diamond rough, spade to the ace, spade. East is now squeezed. They can't pitch a diamond. That would set up the beer. So they have to pitch a club. Now when we lead a club to the 10, East wins. They play back a heart. We win the 9, and we lead a spade, and East gets squeezed. Yeah, so now East is down to the singleton ace of clubs. Okay, I do not like this line of play, but this has worked. So we exit a club, East wins the singleton ace, our hand is good, they have to return a trump, and now the jack of clubs is high. Why is that line of play better than, for example, trying to squeeze West in the pointed suits, or any other variety of alternative chances? Because this was very scary to not touch trumps and to rough that third round of diamonds with a low heart. That was terrifying to do. I mean, once all of that worked, then sure, this line of play sounds great and everything, we're just cold for our contract. Awesome. But yeah, let's see what their solution says, because I don't find this very satisfying. East wins the ace of diamonds, switches to a trump. South will need West to have the king of spades for the contract to have a chance. That leaves East with the ace, king, queen of clubs, and ace, queen of diamonds. Got it. If East has 3 trumps, he will be able to prevent South from roughing a club and dummy. In order for South to counter this threat, South must win East's hearth shift in the closed hand and unblock the diamond king. Okay. I mean, I'm not going insane yet. South takes a spade finesse and roughs a diamond. But this trick itself is what I'm most scared of, right? We already know spades are 5-2. It's very possible West has just led a doubleton. I really don't want to go down when hearts are 2-2. I think they did a bad job designing this problem. I think they wanted to force this kind of like really cool squeeze, and they missed out on, other normal layouts of the cards, right? You know what? I mean, maybe it's percentage. The only reason I think it's a little anti-percentage is that West chose to lead a diamond, and oftentimes players will be leading from shortness when their partners open a no trump. They'll just hope their partner has a bunch of high cards and can give them a rough. So the diamond lead scares me, but what was the alternative line? It was this squeeze against West in the pointed suits, because we can no longer perform the squeeze after we strip all of our entries to North's hand. It's pretty low percentage for the squeeze to work, which Oh, but 2-2 hearts. 2-2 hearts. Okay, hold on, back up. Hearts could be 2-2. And if hearts are 2-2, then we just don't need to do any of this nonsense. Got it. So let's say it's 50%. 40% for the 2-2 heart split, and then an extra 10 or so percent for the squeeze chance to take the alternative line. So what does this line of play require? It requires East to have exactly 4 diamonds, because otherwise East would not have the diamond guard and would therefore just have an extra club in that end position, so they wouldn't be squeezed. And it requires East to have 3 hearts. I mean, we'll still make on 2-2 hearts some of the time. When diamonds are 4-3, we'll still make when hearts are 2-2. I don't know. Not something that I care to spend a lot of time on, but okay. So we've seen the line of play, right? Which is that somehow East is kind of miraculously getting squeezed in trumps as well as diamonds and clubs by just roughing the fourth suit in our own hand. So we rough a spade and East is squeezed down to ace, king, queen, third of clubs. They couldn't discard a heart, otherwise we would be able to rough a club. They couldn't pitch a diamond, that would set up a diamond winner. So now when we duck a club and East has to lead back into dummy, the last spade squeezes East in three suits. Again, if they play a heart, we rough, and then we rough a club and dummy. They pitch a diamond, the eight of diamonds is good. We can just rough high and pull trumps. And if they pitch a club as they did, then we rough with the jack of hearts, preserving the king as an entry to our hand. We exit the three clubs to the ace, setting up our jack, and now East is kind of powerless. If they return a diamond, we just have a high cross rough. If they return a trump as they did, then our jack of clubs is a winner and trumps have been pulled. Ooh, interesting point. If East had followed with the queen... Oh, you know what? This is actually a good call. Okay, they're actually talking about the squeeze line now, right? West is marked with the nine of diamonds. Yeah, in this case, South concedes a club trick, wins the trump return, concedes another club, wins the trump return, and now cashing the remaining hearts does squeeze West. Actually, the power of Dummy's diamond spots, the 8, 7, 6, 5, more or less force the opponents to tell us about the diamond split. Okay, with that said, with the possibility of a squeeze still intact, I actually like this plan. I hadn't really considered that. I think I kind of mentioned this as I was going about setting up the squeeze, where I was like playing clubs and East, you know, we eventually roughed a diamond in our hand, and I was like, oh, West played the 9, East hasn't played the queen, so the squeeze doesn't work. That's a good point. That if East had 3 diamonds and West had 4, the queen of diamonds would pop up on the first 3 rounds, and there's no way for East to like false card this, because that would effectively set up a diamond trick per force. The 9 of diamonds would fall from West. Okay, in that case, I actually think I like their line of play. It's a cool concept. It took me a couple of tries to figure out the right order to do things in. I really wasn't seeing how to rough that fourth spade, but yeah, maybe a bit of a blind spot that like we actually have 2 entries to dummy in the spade suit itself. I was always going like spade to the queen, ace of spades, spade rough, and that squanders a dummy entry unnecessarily, which we could have used to rough a diamond. Anyway, that is all the Bridgemaster deals. So we're done with level 5.